The days of John McCain standing up for Barack Obama in a debate when someone in the audience says something untrue and malicious about him are just so far behind us. I've just come as a reporter to expect, in the halls of Congress, covering on the campaign trail, for people to say things that are blatantly untrue.
And you, Emily, you were a part of the reporting team on those group chats, right? That is also part of this picture of just where we are in our politics, where this stuff just gets said publicly, but not even just, I'm less concerned, honestly, about what's being said in those private chats and more the fight that it's created among Republicans about whether you even condemn it or whether the act of condemning it really gives fuel to the other side. Why can't people just condemn bad things and just say this is bad and let's move on without this stuff in our party?
I can see the goalposts moving slowly, day by day, led by J.D. Vance, the vice president. We had Republicans, even before we published that exclusive investigation about those slur-filled GOP chats, condemn it and be part of the initial story, condemn it as we were calling them for comment. But now with Vance saying that it's kids and it's sort of like akin to locker room talk, I see that that gives permission to some in the Republican Party and other parts of the country to sort of say, well, what are Democrats going to do about this?
The rhetoric needs to be toned down, period, right? Both sides. It's a problem on both sides. The rhetoric needs to be toned down. They can't get out of their skis and say things like she did. I would have said it differently than she did. I think you would have said it differently than she did. We would have all said it differently than she did in making an argument whether we're arguing against one party or the other.
She's being led by the White House. She's being led by the President of the United States. Nothing that she said within that statement, and I condemn all of the crazy she said, but this is something that the President has said himself on more than one occasion within the past 2 weeks. So if the President is saying it, he's giving her the credibility to go out and repeat it. He's also giving the credence to all of his followers, all of the Republican Party to stand on it.
And that's the point about J.D. Vance refusing to condemn the excellent reporting that your team did. Weeks ago, he was righteously denouncing violent rhetoric from the left. And I think we should all be able to denounce anything, violent political rhetoric, political violence has no place in our society. But when he refuses to denounce people, this is not kids. This is people who are in their 30s. Saying, general counsels of the young Republicans, saying, praising Hitler. If you can't condemn that, first of all, what is the bar? Second of all, it's that dangerous idea that there are no enemies to the right. And this is the Vice President of the United States.
And there weren't.